Yeah. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Ride Along Live. Welcome to Ride Along Live today, guys. How you guys doing? Hope everything is fine. Hope everybody's doing great. Yes, guys. Thank you for logging in, guys. As you come in, just share up the program. Share it up once, share it up twice. I will explain my new location, where we are, what we're doing here, everything. So big up yourself as you come in. Go ahead and share up the thing right now. Lois JJ, I see you. Big up yourself, Lynette. Yeah, when you're coming to, I want you to just tell me where you're watching us from. Just put your flag in and let us know where you're watching us from, so I could hail you up and ting. I could big you up and ting. Yeah, Christy, how you doing? Big up yourself, Christy. Big up yourself, Christy. Rosemary Thomas, how you doing? So which part of the planet I did, right? I go tell all you, gosh, all your stick and stay, I go tell all you. What is important to note, guys? We have an ex-man himself, Mr. Killa. And you know, Mr. Killa is known for speaking his mind. That boy don't hold his tongue at all. He don't care, he don't talk. He does talk. So we say we bring on Killa today. We have a lot to talk about, guys. We're talking about election. We're talking about everything under the moon and the sun. And you know, when me and Mr. Killa hold a vibe, it's a real conscious kind of vibe. So Mr. Killa is here. Mr. Killa is here. We're going to be chatting live. Hey, to the folks, Nazia in Grenada. Big up yourself, Nazia. Toronto, Canada. Big up yourself. Yes, where the folks in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Amica, Brooklyn, New York. How you doing? Yes, blessings to you, Sheen. Thank you so much, and blessings to you. Yeah. I like to see when Ollie put up the flag. All right, guys. So right now, today, I am in beautiful Spice Country, Grenada. And it's such a beautiful place. The sun is shining, and well, the sun is not shining now, but the sun was shining earlier. It was hot. So right now I'm inside, and it's just a lovely place, man. It's just a lovely place. And as soon as I got here, I told my friends, I said, make sure that when I come here, you know what I like, or you know what I like, right? And yeah, they surely did. I got like about 10 pile of mango just waiting for me. And what's it? You know, when you go in a hotel, your favorite hotel, they usually put like teddy bears and stuff to welcome you. Where I'm staying right now, they put a whole set of Julie mango, starch mango, Ceylon mango, all over the place. So I'm having a great time. Some places are the Grenadines. Big up yourself. Jamaica. Thank you so much, Jamaica. We love you, Jamaica. All right. So are you ready for Killa? Are you ready? Are you brace yourself for Killa? Because I'm telling all you right now, Killa doesn't need like a disclaimer, because when Killa come to talk, he come to talk. And Killa has something on his mind. Killa vex. Well, I don't know if he's vex. He has something on his mind. He got a lot on his mind. We're going to talk today. Yeah. Yes, we go talk. All right, let me share this program. a little bit, guys, on my page, because I have some friends in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They say, make sure whenever you come live, make sure you tag us. So I'm going to do that right now before I bring on Mr. Killa. I'm going to share it on my friend's page in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Rise High Runa, how you guys doing? Thank you so much, folks in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. ANN, big up all yourself. Thank you so much. All right. Shared it here. Let me share it one more place. All right, boom. There we go. All right, guys. So joining us today is joining us right now, guys, is the former Soca Monarch champion former Soca Monarch champion of the world. I mean, and I think he's like the undisputed, because they didn't beat him. All right, so he's on the undisputed Soca Monarch of the world, Mr. Killa. What go, Mr. Killa?
Love and blessings, brother. Love and blessings. Everything is good. Everything is blessed on
Yeah.
my side. On my side, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is good on my side.
Well, I came to Grenada, and I'm thinking that probably we could have sat in our makeshift studio and have this conversation. And I'm in Grenada, and you're not in Grenada, so I am in your place.
We have to work hard, and I will say this:
Hmm.
Grenada is always home, but the world is our office,
Yeah.
our workplace. The world
Yeah.
is our workplace, is our office. So, most of the times we have to keep trotting this concrete jungle out here, brother, to make sure that home is good. And that is one of the things we're going to speak about today. That is why we have to keep living our beautiful home to try to survive or to try to find opportunities elsewhere.
Right.
I really wish that I could be home right now for the whole season from now until carnival over. But we just have the bills to pay, we have
Hmm.
things to do, and we still have opportunities that we working on to help not just me or my career, but my country on a whole. So
Right.
I'm actually home in Atlanta at the moment. I even had to celebrate my birthday out here. I wanted to be home
Mhm.
with my mother day,
Yeah.
because every year I just have to make sure I buy mommy she gift for my birthday. you know I didn't get to do that. So it's still a blessing that we could connect though, and still have the conversation. I'm happy that the world is now small by social media, and it is
Yeah.
not large anymore.
Yeah. Okay, I want to start. I want to start this conversation because whenever we hold a vibe on right along, we go deep, right? And the present climate. That's where I think I want to start this conversation today. The current political climate in Grenada. We know we're gearing up for. That's going to be probably some people are terming it as the mother of all election, the big election. What's your take on the political climate in Grenada right now?
Judge, when when we start talking about politics
Uh huh.
in Grenada, it's in a mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a mess. It is shameful. When I was a young, when I was way younger, when I was a child, and I did not understand what was happening, it was okay because I didn't know. You see,
Right.
knowledge actually give you power and understanding, and they say as you grow, age bring reasoning. You know.
Yeah.
So now that I could find some sort of reasoning within myself, my brother, politics in Grenada is like a soccer show now.
Mm.
It's like a monkey game.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And I want to say that, and I want to say it loud and proudly. I am disappointed when
Mm-hmm.
I listen to some of our leaders go on stage and
Uh-huh.
make petty promises and make statements that is disrespectful to any man or any woman standing before them, or any real Grenadian who understands their right, who understands their worth, who understand what it means to be a Grenadian. You understand?
Right.
Disrespecting the revolutionary blood that we have and spirit that we have of our nation. You see, when
Mm-hmm.
I speak to younger people, a couple of young people I spoke to one time, and they tell me they're going in a rally to see a man whine. Is when I realize, George, that as a people we definitely need a different level of awakening.
Mm.
So I realize that people are still not yet voting for their future. They are not voting for their wellness. A lot of people is not voting on the intelligence of the climate of the country, understanding the climate of the country, where we at as a people.
Right.
A lot of people is voting on likeness, or I prefer, or some sort of entertainment that is happening. Or grandma used to vote for that person, or my mother voting for that person. So I is that. So there is a lack of understanding and education on a whole when
Right.
come to we as a people understanding what is necessary to really develop our country, to really build our the mind, because a weak country, if you go through it carefully, you would realize that the intentions of the leaders is wrong and the minds of the people is weak. That there is a lack of some sort of education or knowledge that is necessary for us to then place ourselves and our mind in the right way. Success begins in the mind.
The mind, yeah, real deep in that, Killa, because that you're touching a few gems right there, right? The people that support a political organization, a political party, do you think that they in the whole genetics, in the whole lifespan, in the whole family, they have been supporting that particular party because it's a generational thing? Do you think that these people take enough time to really understand a person or a agenda of a particular candidate before they vote? What's your take on that? People choices in election in Grenada.
The human mind, brother, is something that actually could be programmed. You see? And a lot of the times when we look at people who get stuck in a certain place in life, and we do the diagnostics on it, when we dig deep, you would realize it's a certain type of programming that got them stuck there. And they cannot elevate in their lives because they're stuck on a certain mindset. You see, things that they have gravitated to, that has been plugged into the mind and into the system by the society that they have grown into. Let me just break this down a little bit. As a young man growing up, I tried to start reading books at a very young age that will then, I was a slow reader at first. So first, boy, to read, I will take my time, I will try here and there and stuff like that. But then one time, while going through my little slow reading, I came across a book called Free Your Mind. And at the end of the book, he said, everything that you have read, you already know. For it is in your genetical structure. It is only you to unlock it. You see?
Deep.
And it's only you to unlock it.
Deep.
When I started to understand those things, I come to realize, George, that there are different people in this world. There are some people that will born into this world, and the world around them will shape and change them into the people who they are today.
Right.
And there is some people that will born into this world, into this society, that will change the world and the society around them.
Yes.
They will influence and take charge of their step and actually navigate through life, changing and influencing everything that they touch. I will tell you something. During the revolution, that's what Grenadians was. Grenadians was that little country. Grenada was the country that was that little island that decided to stand up and to change the world around them.
Right.
By every conversation and by everything that they touch. You see? From since that time, we have reversed, and I think we have reverted back into a nation that is being changed and controlled by external that has infiltrated and penetrated the minds of those that are in control. And now our enemy sits in our doorstep instead of even outside. And now they influence the communities, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but to stay asleep. The application, brother, that I have felt from my country for many years is to stay stoop. You stay poor. Let us keep feeding you. Take $100. Take $5. And as they used to say, what you have, then make it do. But it does not tell you what you have, make it do for now, but see and find a way to double what you have today. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't finish the statement yet. You see? So I am saying all of this to say, brother, a lot of people does not have that mindset of leadership,
Right.
and self-power and motivation. They are just waking up in the morning and just following the train. Because if anybody wake up and look and see where we are as a people, and I will tell you this, there is some people voting. I had some conversations the other day, because I don't have real conversations, brother. People just call my phone, people finding my number. Not one, not two, not three, a lot of people find them a number and they want to have conversations. And I realize some people literally still voting on promises. I spoke to somebody the other day, right? And that person have been suffering under the administration that they are about to vote for. And I asked, I said, but why? How? But if they don't look like they are part of the group, then they get pushed aside and victimized.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there is a culture now happening. The other day, one brother from my side does sell goods. And he had a flag representing a party that he decided to defend. And when he go to sell his goods, certain people, because they support the other party, who used to be his customers for a long time, refuse to take his goods.
Political tribalization. It's a tribal war. It's a war out there, and I've seen it. I've seen it so much so. Simply
Junior,
put,
before you even go further, brother, I would like you to maybe look at that statement or that you just made. I would like us to change that. I would like us to not call tribes in that fashion, or use tribes in that fashion. And I'm going to explain to you why. When we speak about tribe and they're talking about, it's tribal wars, is one of the tricks that they use to downplay what a tribe is, where we came from in Africa. You see? They gave the title tribal war and all of those things, war of tribes, when really and truly they created war of race, brother. But for us to be able to self-destruct and to fight among ourselves, they actually gave us this thing, the tribal wars. Let us speak about tribes just for 1 second. I never knew about friend. In the tribe, there was not no friend. The white man give me friend. Friend does do us all kind of things. Friends are some of the best thing, and at the same time could be the worst thing. You understand? In this day and age, friendship.
Yeah.
You see, if you do what is the meaning of friendship right now, then you go understand what I'm saying. In the tribe, a tribe was a family. A tribe had order.
Right.
A tribe had leadership. A tribe had culture.
Right.
A tribe had a certain, I would say, layout that was respected by every member of the tribe.
Well, I guess the word is victimization then. Victimization. Yes. Because there are people, I remember there is a particular individual that I supported many, many years, on and off, many, many years. But he is strong for a certain political party, and he assumed Get it? He assumed that I am not in support of his political agenda.
Yeah.
And the brother bypassed the fact that I supported him all over the years in his business ventures. And because he's so hot-headed and blinded, he forgot all of the support. And now he don't even want to take a picture with me.
Because
So
that is what our people, our ministers, and our leaders has been doing to us for many years. None of them has stood up and willing to make that change, to show people as a people that we all are one and should live 110,000 people. We all are one and should live as one, and give the people the right to choose who they want to lead the country. The people is the government. You see, we put that team together for who should be our prime minister, who should be our ministers, or not. You see, but because of the mind training that they have done for so many years, the people doesn't even know that they have power. You see what I'm saying? Right. And now what they do, they fight. I am speaking now, and I do not have any less love for someone that is NNP, for someone that is NDC, for someone that decide they want to be whatever GLP, whatever else that is there, for someone who decide, here what happened. You see, the people called power, I want to stand with them a certain way. But I mean, power is not to contest this election or to fight for votes. Power is to really and truly help people educate themselves and educate the country into what you should be voting for and what you should be looking for, the qualities in the people that are supposed to be leading you. You see me?
Go back a bit, Killa. Go back a bit. I want you to go back there where you said that you have no less love for someone from the NNP, NDC, GOLP, TGM, power, whatever the case might be. That is such a strong statement that I think a lot of other people need to play back in their heads, because it's a divide and conquer kind of setup now. It's a divide and conquer. They actually hate people parties. They actually despise them. I wouldn't use the word hate. They actually despise. I've seen it. I walked down today.
You could use the word. You could use the word hate, because some of them do hate.
It is a sad reality that people, and you have people that despise their own brother or sister, and they have to walk through their land to get in the back of their house.
Watch me now.
The walkway, the path to the house is in the same vicinity. They have to walk past that person every single day, but they despise them because in their head that person doesn't support a particular agenda, a particular principle, a particular color. And it's so stupid. It is so dumb. It is the worst thing I have ever seen. It is that mindset of the people.
Because our leaders is still following the colonialistic and slavish mentality. You see? And that is what our problem is. We're not waking up to see that we as a people in 2022, brother, has an island, a country that is yet labeled as a paradise on the planet. An island that see thousands of tourists every single year. An island where billionaires and millionaires are investing in. An island that has the culture that stands up very strong in the genres throughout the world. Soca music, to be exact. We are one of the leaders with our sound, the jab jab sound. Our music is making millions of dollars that we are not seeing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I am living in such a place that is called a paradise, the Isle of Spice, where when you step out on the plane, you can smell the aroma in the air different from anywhere else. If I am living in such a place that is so precious, how come that place is not feeding 110,000 people? How come that place have such a low? I'm sorry. I mean high. To me, the poverty rate is high because people feel working for $1,000 or $1,500 is outside of poverty. No. You understand? You have to check the margin of the poverty line to understand how we live in so basic. Hand to mouth. We are still living. There is a handful of Grenadians, and when I say the last time I make those statements, and because this is reality, and sometimes it might sound harsh. Some people, oh, that sounds disrespectful already. Tell me how, when it is the truth. Why I am still being able to walk into villages, brother, where children still do not have shoes on their feet to go to school. But you telling me, my government, when election coming, then you fixing all the road and how much concrete getting poured. But then the youths that walking on that concrete do not have food in their bag, do not have money in their pocket. Their mothers still struggling for jobs. And they have some of them have no shoes on their feet.
Right.
Not just them. Small businesses are suffering in my country. How? In this time?
Yes.
You telling me that there cannot be no better application? That is a culture, man. Let's speak about culture. I was going to China. I go to the government. I asked them, I said, to tourism, I said, well, give me some brochures, whatever it is. Let me see how we can actually make a link. I can market the country. Nobody respond. I went to Trinidad and Tobago to represent my country. I took a flight from London with my own money, with my 2 suitcases. They said they would meet me there. They left me stranded. I fight on my own. I sleep on floor and couch in Laventille by some brethren from the ghetto to make it down there on my own. I still didn't come home and burn out my government because I is a proud Grenadian. I want to keep the flag flying and I don't want nobody to be embarrassed. I don't want it to look bad. You see? Right. Years upon years, I defend my country. And I want somebody to say, because somebody tell me the other day, oh, but you have a passport. I am an ambassador before my passport. And I will be an ambassador after my passport. And I ain't lying to tell you.
And
George, I'll be honest with you. Let me tell you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it's because of my passport. I am yet so diplomatic. Because the Father has some plan for me. Because for some reason, the Father does send me into some crevice and some corners with information that sometimes maybe I'm not supposed to have. Or maybe things I'm not supposed to see. You understand? With some people who claim that they are leaders of my communities are doing. You see? And it is not right. And when you speak like this, I'm going to say, but Killa, boy, you're afraid to talk. How I could afraid to talk? I'm afraid to suffer. That is what...
but that is the difference here. There are people who weak because fear of victimization. They're scared to even if it's bad for them, even if things are not going well for them, even if they don't have shoes on their feet, even if they can't send the kids to school, worst possible condition, speak because fear of it getting even worse, victimization. It's a genuine fear that a lot of people have.
George, brother, talking to you now, and I have so much passion, so much love for my country. I'm talking to you and tears want to run out of my eye. Because I grew up poor, you know. But I got the opportunity through music, through culture, to travel and to see what life could be.
Right.
And I wish every young woman from my island, or every young man, should have that opportunity. Whether it's for a vacation, to travel to somewhere to see what life could be. You see, the quality of life.
Yes.
And we are living in a paradise. And all we need is just to have a job and just to have the opportunity to be able to do those things that any human being on this planet deserve to do. It is as simple as that. What you are entitled to. Some people do not understand their worth because in our society these days, and that's why a lot of our young men and our young women is losing themselves because they don't understand what self-worth is. There is no great effort to push and to instill that kind of education in the minds of the people, because a person that would wake up and understand their self-worth will stop depending on anybody else and would be self-motivated. But a lot of people, for them to keep their position, they need you to depend on them. George, there is a great battle coming. We just faced one the other day, and there is more coming. And depend on where we stand as a people will depend, will make the difference in our survival.
Right.
You see? Let's look at healthcare, my brother. We had a health minister the other day, Minister Steels, with a lot of great speeches, a lot of money spending, a lot of loudspeakers passing, big billboards all over the country, and vaccination drives. Every bit of effort was put into that. And then we're going to use it and say, oh, but it was a pandemic. It was a pandemic. People go dead and people go die based on fear. But the way that young people in Grenada right now, and that is not a joke, when I stood up in Grenada, George, and I see two young women snorting coke in front of me, that is a pandemic. Because in the middle of the pandemic, I went to them and I had a meeting and I said, we're going to have another problem after the pandemic if there is not a great effort to start instilling something to occupy the minds of the young people. We are going to lose them. You understand what I'm saying, brother? That we are going to lose them. So this is not a joke. For who does not know it, let me open this book for you. In my island at the moment, there is some parties that happening with young people under the age of 24, go back down to about 8, that you would not want to be a part of. That you would be surprised that is happening in my country. You hear me? And the drugs that is being passed around and what is happening, you would be surprised, brother, to see. When I saw it for myself, I could not believe it. And the only thing could I do is just to sit down, shake my head and share some tears for my little country, because that is not what I dreamed of my country. I grew up listening the stories of the revolution and Mr. Morris Bishop and what they was capable of. I grew up feeling that's why even my attitude towards stage, the way that I move, I am a soldier. Because when come to Grenada, we are soldiers fighting for something greater, fighting for something better. But I am now disappointed because somehow that spirit feel like it is trying to be shadowed and hold down and locked in a cage by some people. You see me? But it is alive, George, and it will rise. That spirit will rise again, and it is my dream that that spirit will rise again, where we could look at ourselves as a people and be proud of our nation and our youths and ourselves. There is a pandemic right now, and the way that there was big drives during the pandemic, there should be big drives. The way that there is big drives now, George, about election, there should be big drives of education, going into rural communities and finding the youth and the people that is in need to help them find jobs and to help them find ways to survive. There should be big posters, George, with farmers and farming, with big billboards stating that eat what you grow. You understand? Plant what you grow. And what you grow can actually pay your bills. You understand? Promote farming. How come? Promote education. There should be big drives, brother. There should be stage set up in the park in Guelph, Cuthbert Peters Park. Speak it, bring out the youth. Do a youth day. Now you're doing a youth rally. You have youth rally. You're bringing in the big artists, pay 50,000 US, 100,000 US, and a Grenadian artist that has been serving the country as an ambassador. Many of us all around the world, brother, during the pandemic could not get $1. You see me? Could not get supported, was treated like dogs. Up to now, on the platforms and on the podiums, those artists that belong to you is not being patronized or taken care of. What happened to culture? How come we as an island don't even have an entertainment village where the tourists and them could come out every week? And every artist in Grenada still could be eating food, whether it's carnival or not. I sat down and I designed the whole plan many years ago. It was ignored. You see me? So then that tells me that there is not a great interest to build anything that pertains to people becoming strong standing citizens that has their own. There has to be a number of them that is just dependent. And this is how we are at this moment.
We need to speak. I'm happy that we're having that conversation here. Let's jump to the phone and we got a caller on the line. And when we come back, Killa, I want to speak about that subject that you raised there with artists and how artists are being treated. But we'll take the call and come back there. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
Hey, Junior, how you doing, my brother?
Yeah. Where are you calling us from, my brother?
I'm really calling from Texas, my brother. Okay?
Texas. Speak up yourself, Texas.
Yeah, man. I just come from Grenada. I'm vacation in Grenada, and you know, just this. I was talking about the same thing while Mr. Killa talking about the artists who are bringing inside of Grenada, and they got so much artists in Grenada. Why did they utilize the youth conference? You understand? Why spend so much money to foreign artists? You understand? So I was talking about it this morning on my live, you know, and then Luke writes about how Mr. Killa is addressing it, you know. You see what really happening, Junior. I understand what is happening in Grenada for the short time I've been in Grenada for the 2 weeks. There is a political blindage over the people in Grenada. They blind the people with some little handouts. And a lot of the people believe the little handout much more to life than what they are giving them. Until the people back home wake up and look deep within themselves and know that there is a greater one within them, and activate the greater one within them, and come out from this political blindage, then they go able to move the true movements in Grenada. Them we want them. So the people now have to wake up and understand. For so long, we've been brainwashed. For so long, we've been locked up in a cage by this regime. Mr. Killa speaking out like that, he make me feel good. He make me feel proud as a Grenadian to pick up the phone and call. Others want to pick up the phone and call.
Yes.
To stand firm with the brother. Because what the brother speaking in reality, my brother. You understand? There is a lot of things what is happening in Grenada right about now. And this system in Grenada has to change. And what I see happening in Grenada, sooner or later I will see happening in Grenada, which I don't want it to be. This is what will happen. Because there is like a force in Grenada. And the force happen on one region. And one day to come, that force go explode. And when it explode, Junior, it go be dreading Grenada. So this is the time right now for the people to wake up and turn things around in Grenada. turn things around in Grenada, not because of a political party, not because of what a man giving you, but for the betterment of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, my brother. For a brighter future for the new generation, for the children to come, my brethren, you understand? Because I feel like when man like we have to rise up in man like Mr. Killa and stand firm and speak out, because we have a voice for the voiceless. We have to speak out for these people and them.
Yeah.
Because some of them people and them, they can think the politicians are thinking for them. You understand? Let me just show you one thing before I leave, Junior.
Yeah, hurry up, because we want to jump to the other caller, but go ahead, make your point.
One my brother, right? The last election are gone, right? There was a manifest. That is the plan for Grenada. That was the last fight. That was it for the last election of God, brother. If you go back and you get a manifesto, Junior, and you look inside that manifesto, and if you ask them what it manifesto, that manifesto locked up in a choir. I've seen the vision for Grenada is locked up in a cupboard, my brother. And this is not what we want. Killa, no respect, man. And Junior, just hold the foot strong, Killa. Bless up every time. And I locked in listening to you, my brother. One love every time. Cool.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much.
Love and blessings, brother.
Yeah, let me just, on a programming note, guys, you're watching Right Along Live, having this conversation with Killa. Let me tell you, we do this almost clockwork every year. Of an election to echo these sentiments even louder. You know, I am a big supporter of Grenadianism. I am a Grenadian to the bone, to the heart, and it pains me. It hurts my heart when I see that separation and people disliking other people and because someone has an opinion or someone has a feel or a support a particular agenda or party or person. You feel it's in your right to dislike the person or don't want to affiliate with this person, and at the end of the day, what it does, it makes us weaker as a person, as a country, and that is what's happening. It burns me to see the separation. It literally hurts my heart to see that type of separation. So we need to have this conversation. So I'm happy that we're having it here. We take your comment on that. I have another comment to that right now. Call on the WhatsApp. Go right ahead.
Talking to me there?
Yeah, call on the WhatsApp. Go right ahead.
Yeah. I like to big up Mr. Killa there. You know, I'm an original government for years. What I like to say is that for years, they need to wise up. And when you tell NP administration, all people that have are the
I don't want to go down that road. We can't go down that road. Hold on. We cannot go down the road of calling people illiterate because they support a particular agenda. The people who support is not illiterate. The people who support NDC is not illiterate. They are Grenadian who support a particular party because of a particular reason. That doesn't make them illiterate. That doesn't make them stupid. That doesn't make them yamhead. That doesn't make them any of that. They are Grenadians. That separation is the problem. That separation is what is dividing us. It's not bringing us together. Because NMP, AC, Dunce, and it starts with leadership. It starts with leadership.
No. Just listen to me for once, brother.
Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say to you is, how can I call the people of Grenada hungry mouth? All that I can ice cream and give me something. Which intelligent person?
We cannot stand here, and I'm not going to stand here and allow anyone to call any because they support a particular organizations. Well, if the Prime Minister say it, I'm going to stand against it. If the opposition party say it, I'm going to stand against it. And if anyone call this program and say it, I'm going to stand against it. They are not dunce. They are not stupid.
Junior, which intelligent person are going to allow someone to insult them like that? Still riding along with them?
Right.
Understand what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah, but don't call no one dunce. I don't like that. I'm not in support of that at all. All right, I'm not in support of that at all because
I've been honest with you. That's what they portray to me, and I like the stand Killa is taking at the moment.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's only a government to be
Okay. All right. I call it. Thank you so much. Killer, there's a lot of calls,
so
but
big
I
up
want to
yourself,
take on.
Mr. Killa.
All right. Thank you, caller. We appreciate it.
Love and blessings, brother.
Yeah. All right. Killer, you could go ahead and respond. A lot said. I'm out for it.
Well, I would say this. Some people might see it different from how we see it, Judge.
Right.
And you are right. Not because someone is voting for. There is a lot of bright and intelligent people that will vote NNP,
Yeah.
and same way NDC.
Yeah.
It's vision beyond the basic intelligence. Is understanding the I would say the box that has captivated our mind enough for us to be standing in it, where we don't see sometimes beyond where we stand or what is shown. You see, to us, we don't look deeper. There is a lot of Grenadians living in Grenada that don't realize there is so much poverty in Grenada. There is a lot of Grenadians living in Grenada that does not realize a lot of things about Grenada. It is missed. Sometimes they have not learned to see things in that fashion. So that's why when we speak, we turn and we say, wake up. That's why when we speak, we turn and we say, wake up. You don't have to be done to be sleeping. You understand what I'm saying? And whether you're done, whether you're on which side you feel you are, to be sleeping is sometimes to simply not recognize or to be aware of certain things
Right.
that is happening. You understand what I'm saying? Around you. So some people are not awakened to those things. But anyway, George, like somebody said a while ago, the same way. Somebody they will jump out and say, oh, that person done, so that person this or whatever it is. Somebody said a while ago, let me see what they said. Respond. But wait. Hold on, let me get it. Person said, in response to what I was saying a while ago, I don't want to mess up the words. Celestine. But wait, I swear Killa does go Jamaica and perform. Why don't he charge popcorn price?
Right.
That is the response that somebody just gave. After I completely explain that it is not about an artist coming, because I'm sure I said, why don't we have the same application when it's not election? You understand? When it is not a drive for a specific thing that has been commanded by the big hands outside. You understand what I'm saying? So again, that person they don't have, I don't know, the capacity or whatever it is to understand what I was saying a while ago. They jump into a whole nother thing. So again, you would explain sometime the world to some people, and because of how they see things, perception changes the face of every single situation.
True.
Because Popcorn is my brethren, the other artist is my brethren. We perform on shows together all over the world. You understand what I'm saying? I will never step on a next man's finger to try to take away another man's food. But what about the off times when there is no election? Where is that effort to give culture or to give the youth anything? When there is no election, their intention is to almost shut down everything that is happening. Instead of give you something when it's not election. But when election come, they feed you, grab you for votes, grab you for this. And I am not talking, and this is abroad, whether it's NNP, whether it's another party or whatever it is, nobody should be doing that. They should have, our leadership should have an application that is year round. You see?
Yes.
That is year round and not just one time of the year. So for who do not understand what I am saying this. We've been suffering with when it comes to farming. I don't know if we're still actually importing banana. With Grenada have some of the best soil in the world, where one Grenadian nutmeg is equivalent to 3 in its potency to 3 Indonesian nutmeg. Same as the cocoa, right? And many other things. Rich.
Right.
Why isn't there a big billboard? Huh? Why isn't there a big drive? Why isn't there community meetings about farming? The same way. Why we don't do a big youth drive about education, bringing a popcorn, bringing a whoever it is, and then bringing speakers together and bringing people together, and let's have a big youth day, youth rally drive, whatever it is, to education, so we can inject real education into their minds.
Right.
That is not happening, George. So it doesn't matter who, whether is the administration that is in charge. I am a Grenadian. I am a young Grenadian man that needs a good future for me and my children, my family in my country.
Yes.
That is where I am from. I have a right to fight for my rights, for my well-being and my family. And also, not just that, because as the great scripture said, he said, a man that lives for himself have not lived, but a man that lives for others has really lived. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So also to fight for a unique type of togetherness and not this foolish separation that they are promoting at the moment.
And you said it right. They are promoting, because the big heads in power are those who are on the platforms, articulating those sentiments and referring to people as dunce. And listen, I don't care what politically that got up and say those things. I would denounce it. And I think we all should do that the same. Let's jump to the phone lines. We got a caller on the WhatsApp. Caller on the phone line. Sorry, caller on the phone lines. Go right ahead, and then we're going to go to the caller on the WhatsApp. Caller on the phone lines. Go right ahead. Hello? Caller on the phone line? All right. Okay, caller on the phone line. You're having some issues. We'll fix your problem, and then we'll come back to you. Caller on the WhatsApp. Go right ahead.
Killa, and good night, Junior.
Hey, caller, go right ahead. Where you calling
I
us
have a
from?
question from Mr. Killa.
Yes, go right ahead.
Grenada, calling from Grenada.
Yes.
I have a question from Mr. Killa.
Go ahead.
As an ambassador of this country, right? In regards to the local artists getting a certain amount of money, and then a foreign artist coming to Grenada, how do you feel about local artists being underpaid? Do you think that they've been underpaid or anything in regards to Soca
Right.
the shows and things that come in there? Hello?
So,
Yes. Okay. So he's going to respond.
brother, I would say big
Hold on,
time.
you're muted. Killa, are you mute? Okay, sorry. No, Killa, go right ahead. Go ahead. No, Killa, you're not muted. It was me. Go ahead, Killa.
Yeah. And I would say, brother, to answer that question and to answer this question honestly, yes, the artist in Grenada is maltreated. Is not treated right on a whole. Now, I left Soca Monarch years ago. And when I left Soca Monarch, my fans was mad at me because they didn't understand. Because I left Soca Monarch because when I looked at how much money that the organization would be making from Soca Monarch, and I have been performing for so many years, and that price has remained stagnant for so many years, and each and every year I have to upgrade what I do. I win in 30,000 and I spend in 20, 21. Then I start to spend $25,000.
Right.
I have no money when Soca Monarch is done. So that in itself, in the competition for how much money is being made to what the first price is unfair to me, right? Because think about it. You would have a promoter doing a show in the stadium. That show in the stadium, a promoter will bring, say, 4 international artists. One of those international artists, a lot of the times, will cost around 30,000 US dollars, right? So let me calculate 30, 30, 30. So let me put it at a 100, and that promoter spending 125, 100, sometimes 140,000 US dollars, because you have to buy flights, you have to pay for hotels and all of those things, right? And that promoter will put on a show in the stadium that does not have sometimes half the amount of people that Soca Monarch has. Let's do some calculations. Now with Soca Monarch is not just put on by the a regular promoter within. They have to come and pay for the stadium. The stadium is given to the organization, right? Calculate that. Then when you're done with that, Soca Monarch is being sponsored, big bucks, by the big companies, the Digicel, the Lime, the Flow, whoever it is sponsoring, right? You want us to continue calculating? And then that is, forget about the door admissions. Let's speak about how much the bar make, because sometimes the bar does make more than the door. Yeah? When every drink inside, they become $5. You see me? So it is unfair to the artists.
Right.
Now, it is up to you, though, to go and, that is what somebody is offering. It is up to you to go and take part in the competition. I think the competition has done great things for me. But at the same time, you will get to a place when you realize that this is advantage. And there was times when money was missing too. And I decided I am not going to be performing for people to take money and put in their pocket, and then I have to be hungry after. Now, let's move on to promoters now. Promoters. We have to learn, and that is not just because of promoters. We have to break down that. We have to go into the root of the cause. Now, radio stations in Grenada, a lot of the times, play more local artists and give more forward to local artists when Carnival is around. When Carnival is gone, we go back to playing international music. You see? Unlike Jamaica, unlike Trinidad and Tobago, you see, and a couple other islands, unlike them, they play the artists. That is why Trini could have actually bust Trinidad, the dancehall artists. That's why they could have go, because the radio station support that. You see? Now, the dancehall artists in Grenada, it is hard for them because they are not being played or not being rated. You understand? As
Right, yes.
any other dancehall artist that there is. So a promoter job is to put on a show and to sell tickets. But if we are not, as a people, supporting our own artists and our own music, could our own artists now pull that crowd? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it does not start from the promoter, because a promoter is only putting on a show to make money.
Yes, true.
You understand? A promoter is
Yes.
putting on a product to sell. So he want to put together a product that only sells.
Yes.
Right? So at the end of the day, it does not, we've been looking at it in the wrong way. We only blaming the promoters. Now, beyond that, there is some promoter that is wicked. And I'm saying it so plain. Because you have some promoters, they would literally try to give an artist way less than he deserves. The artists in Grenada still should be paid more than what some of them being paid at the moment. You understand what I'm saying? More money should be paid. You can be paying artists $500 in this time in Grenada. George, and I come to prove that for Grenadians and for Grenada artists. I told them that years ago, stop taking that, and unless artists can come together and say, yo, there is actually a kind of range or price range that we would then work for and stuff like that, then that would not be respected. Until the day I put my foot down. You don't see when promoters in Grenada, I'm not lying, does hardly book Mr. Killa. It's only some of the few promoters, big promoters, who understands his business and respect the culture. You would see me on their shows. You understand what I'm saying? But besides that, they don't want to judge. At the moment, I think is maybe in number 3, third highest paid soca artist. You understand? I am ranking either between the first 5 top paid soca artists in the world. As a Grenadian, coming from the same footing. And I cannot charge my price home in Grenada. I would not do that. But at least pay me good. Because when the show done, there is hundreds of thousands of dollars in your pocket. So it is a respecting, not dragging out this too long, but it is a respecting on the ground. And I have to say this to the people too. People need to support their own. Learn to take some time. And when you go on YouTube, don't just look international, but you see now the radio station and thing, they're causing that too. You understand?
But it's an important factor of supporting your own, because we don't see a lot of people supporting a local artist show as when they have an international artist that comes in, right? I don't want to beat up on that point too much, because I have a caller on the line. They've been holding for quite a few, but I want to, when we come back, let's take this on the WhatsApp, and then we're going to take this call on the phone line. Caller on the WhatsApp, go right ahead. You're live. Where are you calling us from?
Hi, good evening. I'm calling from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Killa, what's going on? It's Desi. Today I was speaking to an artist in Grenada. He was actually talking about you, Killa. I know you remember he was a promoter in Brooklyn that always have her. And I remember 1 year you did that ride for free. Then the following year, boss lady became, and she reached out to you, said, now you have a manager, her onto the next lady call a price. She didn't pay for you to perform. She didn't want to perform. Your name was your name on Facebook for weeks. The following year, the artist brought them up and paid them. Now tell me how fair that was.
Okay. Killa.
No, it is. Killa. That is how.
Killa, we lost your video. We lost your video there. We lost your video there for a quick second. I guess it's a good time to tell one that they're watching right along live. We're having a discussion here on a range of topics, right? On a range of topics, with the silly season, election season that we're in right now, and we're seeing people's behavior, and we really want to, as folks in the media that has a voice, has a microphone, should speak out, so that we don't have a situation that becomes, I won't say dangerous, worse. Because we're seeing politicians on the podium, and their language, their tone, it is wiling up people. And then this has been trickled down to this, and we're having people disrespected. We're having people disrespecting candidates. We're having people doing all sorts of in the name of politics. This have to speak out about this, because the politicians, they're not going to stop a moment and say this, what we're telling you. At the end of the day, we are all Grenadians. the end of the to coexist on this little rock. Politicians are not going to say so. So the folks are propelling this type of perpetrating and continue to perpetrate this type of and negativity. As I saw that yesterday, and he was so he's passionate. To be passionate, it could almost lead to some kind of violence down the road, and they don't look at that. And I want to put a stop it, and I wouldn't have anyone coming on the platform expect, and that is why. Killa, you're back. I think
Yes.
that caller was online. She was asking you a question. Wanted to respond. If you heard that, you wanted to respond with.
Yeah, I heard some of it, and yes, you know, those things happen because we have a poor business sense when come to entertainment on a whole, George. A lot of people do not value their own when come to entertainment and culture. You see, like they literally, like there is just a big margin. There's a big void in the middle of all of this when come to respect their own. And something you would know, and this is everybody could tell you that this is the truth. You have to go out and you have to bust outside sometime first before they even accept you.
Right.
Before your own people say, yeah, boy. And as you do so and you do something great outside, you is the greatest person. You good. I always knew he would make it. I always know he was good or whatever it is. But you don't get that support from them when you're in that process coming up, or you would say struggling. There is some that see it. There are some people from since I come out, they're telling me, but you go make it. You must make it. You're bad. You're this. You're that. You know what I mean? And those people, you would find a few of them, but a lot of the times, people wait until other people give you recognition, you know, before they do. You see? Now, I've been performing for years, and when I hit Trinidad, and I hate, you know, other places around the world right now. So Jamaicans will turn and tell you, Jamaicans stand up on stage the other day and say, yo, Killa, when come to stage, you is the baddest thing. There is not another performer like you. The Trinidadians saying the same thing. And there is Grenadians that will say it. But you wouldn't listen like a radio station home, and it's few men who always stand up and say, boy, what? Right, Grenada, we have the baddest entertainer, and take that and run with it. We does not know how to use what we have because they haven't taught us how to take our own culture and to make something out of it. How to take your own artist and make that artist the greatest that you yourself might be able to do a show on the ground, and you don't have to depend. You see, we doesn't think beyond. If you build your artist that you have out of the country, a contagious, a brighter star, a this, a mace, whoever it is. You know, in Grenada, you have a danger, you have whoever it is, that if you build them in a certain way, that you yourself would be able to do a show on the ground and make money right there in Grenada. But you don't build in your own. You understand? When it comes to copyrights and all of that, the radio station, the more that they play, if copyright is in place, when the radio station playing all the foreign music, they are playing music that they have to pay copyrights for it.
Yeah.
So that money goes out instead of stay in. You see, a lot of the time they does not even understand the business, the back end of the business. A lot of people again.
But even monetization, Killa, even simple monetization they don't quite understand.
So in culture, brother, we should have had in culture. You have the Ministry of Culture, right? Then you have the Carnival Committee. Why isn't there an office where any artist could just go and get their copyright set up, their publishing and distribution guided into the right place, where they can now understand monetization and all of those things, so that money would be coming into the country. You see?
Right.
Now, I've been abused, and a lot of artists is being abused at the moment when come to copyrights, when come to publishing, distribution, and all of those things. So that is why I end up doing my own distribution. Now I have my own distribution company. I have my own publishing company. I have my own music library. Now I can now monetize my music internationally, and I open the doors and offer help to any artist that wants the help. You understand what I'm saying? And to
Right.
share the knowledge with
Right.
them, because they are not educating them in how they should actually get this done. The radio station, again, I want to say this to all radio stations. There's radio station that I love in Grenada, but all you're doing a poor job of filtering music to actually have some level of also quality and training the youths to come to writing songs, to building, you understand, and being
Right.
creative in a certain way. Now, anything is just a song, and we like the foolishness. If a man sing a rubber cow, that is a bigger tune than a man singing a song that could really, you know what I mean, go international. You see?
Right.
So we have a kind of thing happening, brother, that we need some injection into and to fix. It's a lot to fix. You know what I mean? But we have to start somewhere.
Come on to the phone line. The phone line, guys, watching right along live. And I know earlier, guys, we had some internet challenges. That is because the location that we phone lines is operated Wi-Fi, and we had so much blocking of the system. Plus the live stream, it was kind of a flood in the system. So I had to cut off one line so that we could free for the live stream. All right. So I hope everyone knows better. Important that we have this conversation. Have anyone on the phone lines yet? And call coming in. Let's take this call right now. Caller, you are live. Caller, you are live.
Yeah.
Caller, turn your background down all the way down. Because it's gonna feedback the live.
Hear me now?
Turn your background. Turn your background because it's yeah.
You hear me now?
Go ahead.
I want you guess in the so when I listen, I realize these are people in Grenada. They don't open ears and eyes and everything to see what is going on. They don't want to run. For example, NMP might have a NDC might have a want to listen.
Right.
They see what we have and we get.
Right.
So put your mind now, you don't want knowledge. You don't want to see what is going on. You must try something to know exactly. And that's what Grenada is doing. You know?
Right. Okay.
So I wish they could open their mind, their brain, everything, and listen to what is going on. I listen to your guests on this program that you will speak.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. And connection. I promise you that we'll get on a working connection here, so we can forward. We will be able. So we won't have these challenges because this conversation is important. It's so very, very. I'm having Killa back in.
Is after 7 people reach home, so internet.
Yeah, we're in Grenada, guys. We're in Grenada, and that's the challenge. That's the challenge is that. But Killa, I want us to. Yeah, go ahead, Killa. Go ahead.
But on a serious note, my brother, besides all the things that we're talking about, and the little crevices and here, we need some sort of upliftment. We need the hands of the Father to be placed on us. And I want to say this to all Grenadians listening to me. In the beginning of all the things the other day, I stand up and I fight because I don't know how to go down so. When I'm growing up, I am a fan of the revolution and the mind that we had. So I don't know how to go down so. You check? And I want to say that there are more things coming. There are more rules and regulations. Listen to me carefully. There are more rules and regulations that is coming your way. There is more strategies that will be placed upon you as a people that will restrict not just your movement, but your growth on a whole. You see, for me, I like a hitchhiker. You check? I always have a little bag that's ready and packed, and I will always find a way to get to my destination. Right? So as a man, I ain't afraid of the challenge. But my God, for some people who do not have that ability, I feel sorry for them. And I just want you to know that it is coming. And if we don't make the people that is in charge do what they're supposed to do. You know what? Every time I speak, people feel it's about politics. And I come here to tell you, vote NNP, or I come here to tell you, vote NDC, or I come to tell you, okay, come along and vote for power. People feel this is what my conversation is. No, this conversation, if you remember, I have been speaking a long time before election even come. You see, my conversation is about the people and the struggles and suffering that is happening. I want to live good. And you as a minister cannot be taking my money. You understand? That's supposed to be going in my grandmother pocket in the market and in the youth man pocket who is working hard. You see? And in what's supposed to be going in my pocket. I deserve that because I as a Grenadian, that is my country. You understand? And you cannot be just greedy where you're trying to block up everything and take all for yourself and not feed me who I is. I am dumb. Am I dumb? That means you have to feel that you are dealing with a set of people that are dumb. You have to be disrespectful. You see what I'm saying? To be operating in this way. So my problem is this. When election come, like now, and I'm looking at election, because that is where we start the conversation, and looking at the whole climate, there is so much of disrespectful things happening. There is so much of violations that is happening. I cannot believe that we do not wake up and see those things. Now, there is a page on Facebook that called Grenada Election 22 on Facebook, right? People should go there and take a look and start educating yourselves, because we have something that governs our community and our country called a constitution. Do you think that we're supposed to follow the rules and regulations of a constitution, George? Do you think it is important for us to follow the rules and regulations of our constitution? That answer is most definitely yes. But there is number of violations that is happening, but people do not know because we do not sit down and study those things. You understand what I'm saying? And I want you guys to go to Facebook when we finish, and there is a page called Grenada Elections, right? 2022 on Facebook. Or you could actually go Power Grenada also on Facebook. Because when people see Power launch the other day, they thought it's somebody coming to fight for some votes. No. It's a team of people who decide to fight for the education of Grenadians, to fight for the awakening of Grenadians. Is that whoever in power should do the right thing. Whoever is in charge, because I want to explain this. People just tell you not to blame the government. George, that is for some things. But let me ask you this. A man on the street, do he have the power to walk into the school and change the education curriculum?
No. Not at all.
Okay. A man on the street, do he have the power to negotiate the deals of the country? Of what we should and what we shouldn't take as deals financially? He does not.
No.
Ain't it? A man on the street do not have the power to actually create the strategies and the applications that should be used and should govern over culture, And the culture man, he does not have that power. So who has that power? You see? So you're telling me not to blame the government. But let me say this. When you have a home, right? And you have a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old in the house. And the father comes home after work, and then he leaves the house and he goes to the rum shop to drink. Right? And he refused to even feed those children when the morning comes. Now, for whatever goes wrong in that home, who should be responsible? The father of the house, right? The responsibility is on him. Anything that goes wrong there, the responsibilities is on him. Because he's in charge. Now, we are not speaking about children, but let's speak about the country. The word government. Govern means to take charge. I want people to understand that when we're speaking about education, there is education at different levels and there is explanation at different levels for different things. And you have to sit down and educate yourself and understand that the life that you're living is not completely free. And society is not complete freedom. You see? Even the language that we speak, I keep saying this, our language that we speak, the English language, inside of the language, have the language of law, language of war, language of spirituality, language called secret geometry. Now, every system has been designed after nature. Every machine has been designed after the human anatomy and the anatomies of animals, right? So in the wild, you have a pack of wolves. That pack of wolves is led by the alpha male. The language that we speak, there inside of it, there is a pack of languages. Those languages are ruled by the alphabet. It is a system. Now, inside of that system, the language has been created from the Italian language and ancient languages put together, give me the language that I speak. So one word have multiple meanings. So all of those structures has been put in place to create also control systems. So if you do not educate yourself, you will get stuck on the control systems at the lowest level. You see? You still have to play a part in the system, but you play a part at different levels according to how you educate yourself and how you see. You see? So when we look at the word government, govern means to take charge. Ment mean mental, the head. Government means to take charge of the minds of the people. The government job is the father of the house. You are in the power, you are in the position of leadership. In that position, you have to educate your people so they would be strong standing and strong in decision making. You see? So if there is a injection of a certain type of education, our youths will make different decisions. It will then cause our country to rise, because by the application of one man's mind, it determines your downfall or your uprising. So then it will make the country have a stronger mind by the application of the government. But if you cannot see it that way, you are just down here under the system, and your mind cannot fathom what is happening, cannot understand what is happening. There is feet and foot on your shoulders without you knowing. You are carrying load, bags of cement is on your back, is on your shoulders without you knowing. You understand what I'm saying, brother? So our leadership, every strong black nation that you can find had something very, very important, which was vision and strong leadership that believes in the nation. Not believes in just controlling the nation or owning the nation, but developing the minds of the nation. You understand what I'm saying, brother?
The analogy, those analogies are so important. I remember we having this conversation sitting in Brooklyn, and it just makes you think. And I think at this point in time, it's so relevant that we have this conversation about the role of the government and the role of the government play, especially in a time like this. Very, very integral, very, very important. You know, and I wish that the internet was holding up much better, that people could really get all of that is. And I hope that they are. I hope that they are, because I got word that it's a little better now. Such an important topic and discussion to have, the enlightening of people getting to understand who they are. I think we may have to have a part 2 when we could really take out without any kind of interruption that we're. But on a final note, Killa, we could wrap up here. But I want you to give an advice to people that are watching, right? The political pundits, the people on the podiums, we have the politicians. Give them a word of advice going into the weeks of campaigning here right here in Grenada. I think you're in a very, very good position to add some enlightenment to them, and so that temperature could just kind of tone down a bit. What do you have to say to them?
You see, there is some things that I want to read out here that I have on my phone, right? That actually sleeps. We're talking about elections rules are covered in watch me now. Let me show you something. We as a people need to wake up. The other day when I spoke about the Constitution, right? Somebody a young person referred to the Constitution as something that happens in court. They did not even know what the Constitution is. They did not understand that the Constitution, you understand, governs over, you know, the rules and the regulations that we're supposed to follow. They didn't know that. So something is wrong. But if you go through it and you would have a different sense to what is happening. And I want each and every person, it is in section 5. You have section 5, section 89, and section 95. You understand? Election rules are covered in the Representative of the People's Act. And I want you to go on Facebook. I don't want to read it out for them. You understand? I want them to go Grenada election 2022. And I want all to go through some of those things, and I want us to realize that we don't even have respect for our Constitution. That is one of the things that we have recognized. And I want to shout out, as people call it, the new party power. And people wondering, well, you know, why Mr. Killa? When they saw the picture, they say, why Mr. Killa sitting with those people? Because there is an ideology. There is an intention that I think is greater than fighting each other, than going on a podium and low speaking each other, pulling down each other. Because we believe to try to stand on another one's shoulders is only when you're weak so you can look high. We believe to actually put down somebody's name in a negative way is sometimes to make yourself feel good. That is what the weak people does. We are not here to do that. Yeah. We are here to educate the people and to support the people that we think could make a change. in our communities. You understand? That is what it is about. Now, I have an advice. As George said, what would be my advice? To my prime minister, to my ministers, and every political leader and minister there is. I want you to take a time and dig deep within yourself and ignite that revolutionary spirit that we had. I want you to look deep within yourself and realize that your position is not just about you, but it's about your country. It is about your people, your neighbor next door, and not just your family. Because if you made the choice to teach the class, you can't teach 5 students and leave the rest. It is your job to take care of your class. So when you make the decision to stand in your community, then you made a decision to defend your community and not to ruin your community. To defend your people with everything that you have. To infiltrate the minds of the youth and beat away the negative and and inject the positive. To teach them the ways of life. To you, as a minister, I'm supposed to look up to you. I'm supposed to be proud about you. You're supposed to be a role model to me. I'm supposed to look at you and say, one day I want to be like you. Not look at you and be disgusted of you because of your tricky ways and your greedy ways. It's time for us to wake up and to fight for our country. If I am rich and I am living among my people, they would have to look to me and I would have to take care of them. Half of my job and half of my time, instead of building my community and helping create greater movement for my country, I have to be fighting to take care of those that cannot take care of themselves. But if my friends who I grow with have something they call options, whereby if I want to be a mason, if I want to be a carpenter, if I want to be a cameraman, that I literally just simply have the option to learn those things and to be supported. And for who do not know, to be approached, to be infiltrated, to be called, for you to dangle the right things in front of them so they could be attracted to something different than just the drugs, or to sit down on the block and smoke. Not everybody have the same will like I have.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if my friends are also rich, then it eased up the burden on my shoulders. George, as a youth man, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to my people at the moment, and tears will run from my eye because I am sad. I am weary and I'm tired, brother. I be fighting. I remember during the pandemic together with my beautiful sister, Miss Valda. It's 286 families we went and feed, and we went by a 90-year-old woman. 95-year-old woman, and she says she did not get food because she is from a certain party. Really? In my little country, because somebody is not of your party, you starve them? And we didn't care which color house or which color party or which color what. That doesn't matter to me, because I am a Grenadian and we all supposed to be like one family. We're supposed to behave like when carnival come and all of us jumping together in a band together. So we're supposed to be celebrating each other. You hear? There is a pain that rests on the minds of these people, but they don't understand who is causing that pain. All they know that they're living in Grenada, living in a place where they should be living better, but they don't know how to do it. It is upon those
Yeah.
who decide to lead, to inject the right sort of education, Judge. I'm emotional at the moment, pardon me. But it is sad because it could be changed. I spend $260,000 out of my pocket trying to invest in my team. Because you know what I said? I found it in a book and I realized the same tribes that they tried to make us hate taught me this, that if I and all my friends are rich, we will then have the chance to spend the time to try to build our community and to build our country. But if I alone rich, then I have to spend the time trying to save them, trying to pay a light bill, trying to keep their light on, trying to keep their water running, trying to help them with food, trying to send a child to school, Judge.
Yeah,
My
the
country
passion.
and my people, my country and my people don't deserve to live like that. And I hear people on podium speaking, and what they're speaking is complete nonsense, and some of it is lies. They do not mean anything that they say, because when election done, they are nowhere to be found. How can I then support that? Huh?
Yeah.
George, I helped more people the other
Let's
day. I get a
pin
call.
right there.
I get a call, George.
Killa, let's take a pin. I don't want people to disinformation. And I know we don't have the perfect condition. And what you're saying, and I don't want it to be missed. Let's take a pin right at this point here. Very important. The internet is giving us. They're not doing conversation by the intermittent output type of situation that we have in here. Let's take a pin right there. And part 2 conversation where we could talk about ways in which we could address these things in much better internet connection. And I'm calling to the internet provider who are giving us internet detection of your service. So the world is watching. So fix it. All right? Fix it. And fix it quick. So come back and have this. Killa, let's wrap this up. You have a lot to say. And I want people. That's all I want. Let's wrap it up. Part 2. How about that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we had a really nice conversation. We had a really nice conversation, George. And
absolutely.
I want to say this before I go, because it makes me emotional. You see, sometimes I feel to cry for my country. Because, you see, some people would see me on stage and they will see the artist. They don't know me as a person. They don't know what I believe in. You see? And I believe in my people because I understand what they have done to us, George. I understand that they have infiltrated and separated us so then they can conquer us as a people. Together we stand undivided before all is a statement that I live by. I took that oath and I took that order. I am a soldier by blood. I am a warrior by blood. My ancestors live with me and I fight for them until the death, my brother, and his death before dishonor. A few people will be out there and willing to speak that language, brother, because I can bet you this. I will be one of them that will stand in the square, brother, and take the spears or take the shots from a people. I am willing. See, how much of them is really willing? They're not ready for that fight. They don't have the mentality. They have not been taught and they don't understand what is order. I was born from a mother that held on to an African tribe, an African religion, an African everything, an African faith, where my root is still planted into the soils of my ancestors. So I believe in picking up my rod and picking up the staff. That's why I still carry mines. People ask me, oh, something wrong with your foot. That's why I carry a cane. No, I carry my cane because my cane is order. If I do not pick it up before I leave the house, it simply means that I forget to pray and I forget the fight of my ancestors. You see? So I leave with order, brother. I am not perfect. I have my life, I have my entertainment life, but that doesn't mean that the person that I am does not feel. Somebody just say Asai. Asai. You see? That doesn't mean that I am still not a person. Entertainment is my job and is the world, is what I do, is love, is a passion. I can dance like my ancestors dance, I dance like Shango dance. But I just want to say, brother, that I am sad. And I know with the strategies that I have seen, I have traveled to many places and helped with strategies when it comes to businesses, and I saw them work. But you try to apply that in my country and it will fail. So much little businesses, people are trying, but they are failing. The struggle is real. People are voting for some people, not because they want to vote for them, but they are tied to them by hope. Hoping by, oh, if I vote for you, I'm going to get something. Hoping that if I vote for you, you will give me what you promised me. That is sad. That means I feel like sometimes like my people deep down inside, they're not saying it because we poor proud, but I feel like a lot of us we suffering inside. I feel like a lot of us we hungry inside. I feel like a lot of us we dying inside. And the only thing we could do is hope. So with that little hope, you know, I will vote for that person just to see if I could get what they have promised me. You see? It's sad. And I'm not asking this for my own survey. I know. Because people, for some reason, people just find it okay to speak to me. People just find it okay to speak to me. You see? My country, you're not supposed to live the way that you are living. My youth, you're not supposed to struggle the way that you are struggling. My elders, you are not supposed to be neglected in the way that you are neglected. My heroes, you are not supposed to be forgotten in the way that you have been forgotten. And my champions, you are not supposed to be rewarded in the way that you are rewarded. Today, I share a tear from a country judge. It is just way too much now. I am sad for you. My youths, you deserve everything that you dream of.
The truth is, you don't get any more real than that. You don't get any more real than that. for the folks that's posting and saying that I don't want Mr. Killa story, I don't want his voice, I don't want the world to hear what he has to say. I wish that people would not be so ignorant sometimes when they make such statements. The reason why we brought Mr. Killa here is because we want to hear him speak. First time. It's about the third year that we have the type of conversation. So for the people who are there and making comments as we don't want Mr. Passionate story or passionate affection or whatever he has to say, get out there. Incorrect. Mr. Killa's vision to be heard without interruption. Problems, issues, difficulties. True Canadian patriot. That's what he is. Yes. And that's why we want to hear him speak. And that's why we brought him on here, so he could speak. Why we have these conversations. And it's not the first time. This is our third conversation that we've been doing for the past 3 years. Deep, as always, Mr. Killa. Deep, 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 deep. Beyond anything that any say or articulate. Beyond what anybody else could say, because you see it, you know it, you feel it. That's you, that's your life. So that's why we love to have this type of conversation. Give you as much time as possible, best conditions, so people could hear you.
George,
So I don't want you to feel. Yes, go ahead.
you know, some people that speak about their country and they will say that they are patriotic. And you know, everybody feel that in their own way, you know. But I have suffered on the roads outside that made me understand how beautiful Grenada is. So when I come home to see how some people have to fight to struggle home, saddens me. We can do better. I have suffered on the road, brother. And speaking now, I know that 95% of the youth would not be able to go through the same cycle to survive or to make it. So we have to help make a way for them. You as a father, if you have gone through certain things, you're not supposed to let your children come and have to go through worse or the same things. You're supposed to actually make that better for them. The time that we're living in right now, you don't want your daughter, and listen to me. There was a party happening in Grenada. Maybe about 20-something young women, no older than 24 years. I guess as much as 19, 20, maybe even 18. And what was happening there was something that most of the parents in Grenada would never imagine that is happening in our country. And the drugs that they are interested in, you will never imagine that is what is happening. So I pray for my country. I pray for the youths. As I say, I'm not perfect. But I did not try drugs. I did not try the crimes. I did not try some of the things that the youths want to try right now. So where are we going? We need a great intervention, brother. It is sad.
Yeah.
You see? It is sad. And George, I don't feel like I even want to speak much longer. We're going to leave it for another time, but I want to say this. And I want to say this for my country. The Almighty Father has created us as a great people. The Almighty Father has blessed my country in its geographical placement and in every way that I can see blessings. He has given us powerful things, powerful minds, powerful people, a beautiful nation we have. And we have to respect it and love it and treat it in that way. Whereas sometimes have certain things going on, you will feel, oh, somebody make that. No, Grenada is blessed. We are a blessed people. The Caribbean, a matter of fact, is a blessed place. You say, for the children has been stolen away from home and will carry to far away lands and the islands of the seas. You see? For a certain amount of years, and they will rise one day to come together to also return home and to fight for the great nation. Today, I pray, brother, for my country. Today, I say, we are weak, oh Father, but then thou art mighty. So then, Father, please hold us in your powerful arms. And let the bread of heaven and the bread of life feed us till we want no more. And let not our bread baskets be empty, and neither our water can run dry. For when it's day, sometimes our people groan for night, and when it's night, sometimes our people groan for day, when pain rock their mortal body. Dear Father, in front of thee, O Lord thy God, I lay my country down, so you can wash them clean and drain them dry, so you can heal them out and heal them in, so you can bring them back together as one, and let them not fight against each other, but love and stand with each other, shoulders to shoulders, as great warriors going into a battle, headstrong, steadfast, with strong feet planted as the roots of the cocoa tree, and strong as strong can be. Let them hold their swords steady, ready to fight the evils that is in this world, oh Father, and let us conquer. Could you please remove, Father, the veil over the eyes of my people and the veil over my country? For the darkness that roam within it, I understand, oh Father, how they walk in it. Take it away from them. Let not our enemies be able to conquer us, dear Father. Let not our enemies prevail or any weapon prevail, O Father, and none of them the gates of hell. But dear Father, let your hand be like the wind, sweeping through, taking them away from us. Dear Father, let thy feet mash our grounds, and Father, make it holy grounds to stand on once again. I pray for my youths, dear Father. May they recognize, may they wake up, see and realize. May their minds be captured in your web only, O Father. And let not the devil hold their hands no more, O Father. Show them where to go. I pray for my country and my leaders. May the leaders wake up in the morning and find a new way, a new light, a new attraction, an attraction of positivity and not of greed, an attraction of the righteous things to do, oh Father, and not to lead us into the wrong path. I pray for my country, Grenada, and the whole Caribbean. I give you thanks, I give you praise. For rise upon them, O Father, as the Lion of Judah, the tribes of our ancestors, the kings of Saul and David, the children of Abraham, I bring before you, O Father. Amen.
Wow.
Thank you so much, brother. And I want to say thanks to my people. I want to say thanks to my nation. And I want to say to every youth outside there, just remember, God is the boss, not man. Remember, the Father is the boss, not man. The Father that share bread, not man. And remember, put your faith in him. Don't put your faith in man. And hear this. Not because we need to come together doesn't mean that you will stand in the circle with those that are pulling you down. Find those that lift you up. Find positive, and then together you can go as an army to change those that are negative. You understand? Love and blessings, and my people, I love you. How many times I just give myself to you as a people? How many times I just give myself, I put aside my pride, I put aside my face, I put aside my popularity, I put aside my career, I put aside my music, I put aside my stardom, I put aside my celebrity status, and I speak to my people like, if I am your son or I am your brother, I give myself to you. You see, love and blessings. And that makes me the lion that I am. Not afraid to fight for my people. Love and blessings, George. Love and blessings, Grenada. I love you. I want to big up all the political parties. I want to big up all the people who's doing the right things. All the people in the political parties who are doing the right things. We need you. Okay, we need you. Grenada need you. Power, my team of people that is there. I know we are the keepers. We want you to look at us as the people that will actually point you into some direction of education, the gatekeepers, you understand, the watchman, the referee. We are here because we cannot let our country just go down like this. We have to stand strong. Do the right thing. Love you.
Mr. Killa. Yeah. Nothing else could be said. Nothing else could be said. So profound. Mr. Killa, thank you so much for dropping some gems on us here today. Really appreciate you, Mr. Killa, as always. We, all of us, as Grenadians, have to remember that when the election over, we are all Grenadian. When the after election over, the politicians gonna go back to do what they do. I'm begging. Let us put country political party. Let us put country before hatred. Let us the red, the green, and the yellow. As much as politics with us, try to make half of us look in this direction, half of us look in the other direction. Let us deflect. Let us fight against this separation and come together as a people. Stop the hate. Stop the fight down. Stop the negativity. Stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. No political party, no politician is going to say what said here on the program to you. No one's going to stand on the podium on Sunday and say what Killa said to you. No politician. It's important. Net is horrible right now, so I'm going to end on this note. Thank you, guys. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Good night.
Sometimes it's so unbearable. It's very hard for the youth to stay out of trouble. Some of them went to school and they graduate with their degree, but they still cannot find nothing.
Chicks Export Limited, Toronto, Canada. Shipping barrels and other cargo to Grenada in 3 weeks, including custom clearing and home delivery to anywhere in Grenada. They source, purchase, and ship new and used anything. Call or WhatsApp Eric, aka Greens, on 416-569-9755. That's 416-569-9755. Check us out on Facebook at Green Chicks Export or email us at greenchicksexport@gmail.com.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Well, it's on the right along, so it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess we call a typical family.
We break all the stories, and that's just a fact. And that's why everyone has a story to tell. Right along live, I mean, yeah, it's the real deal.